Hey, good morning and welcome to 23 Degrees Sideways. I'm doing the travel thing again, but I need to do a quick little video. Post office is a little weird. It's very odd to me that Soviet America has taken us back to, I don't know, 60s, 70s, late 70s so rapidly. You know, I have a money order coming in from a customer for an item, and he postmarked it on the 16th. As I record this, you know, you won't see it right away, but as I record this, it's 25th, and it still has not arrived, and it didn't arrive in today's mail at back home. So, really weird. This isn't the first thing, you know. I have things from that whole week prior sent to me that haven't arrived, you know, and I have another several things that are supposed to be arriving. I have things that I've sent that haven't arrived, and it's exceptional. Okay, I understand high volume of service or high volume of material causing delays, and having to contract and expand and services and stuff. But that doesn't seem to be what's going on right now. The response is different. It's kind of like, well, I talk about Soviet America, it's kind of like, wow, my hair's a mess today. Ha ha! I talk about supply chains and how you go to the store to see what they have, not to get what is on your list and stuff. And the response is different. It's not a response of the mail is slow. It's a response that things are just flung at the wall or hidden in corners or whatever. It's a Soviet response. What I call Soviet response, Soviet supply chain system. People they're not backed up and trying to fix it and working in a professional fashion through difficulty. They're literally, I'm not saying that they are drinking on the job. It's literally as if they're drinking on the job, and they're just kind of like, oh, hey, look, here's mail. Throw it that way. Maybe someone will get it later. And some of our supply chain, this is a problem because you expect this in governments, and then when governments can't do things, then people, communities, societies, businesses, individuals working together just deal with it, okay? You know, I've been involved in pothole repair projects where the city's just like, we're gonna have a meeting to have a meeting. Literally, a meeting to have a meeting to determine whether or not they were going to be able to have a process for this particular set of potholes, rural road stuff, you know. So we just did it, we fixed it, whatever. They got mad because we didn't fix it right. We didn't use their thing or that thing, but no one admitted to doing it. We just did it, and, you know, moved on with life. So you expect this with governments, okay? And right now, the Postal Service is an extremely difficult example. You know, I know people in the Postal Service very well who are very nice people, but the system is just broken, okay? You can't take pride in the work. You can't take pride in your environment. You can't take pride in your profession. The whole thing is broken. It's toxic. That's the word we like to use now. But it's Soviet is what it is. You know, it's a bureaucracy, and your goal in the bureaucracy is kind of just to survive the bureaucracy and get your paycheck. What happens when that bleeds over into industry? And this is a really big problem that we're having right now. And I think this is one of the symbols of what's going on with corporate globalist culture, fascism. Fascism is a good way to describe it. You know, that corporate government alliance thing that we have going on, where the corporations tell the government tells the corporations, and if you're a dissident, you get shunned by both. It's very fascist in the terms that the left likes to use. I'm not going to say it's fascist in the terms that, you know, the actual Italian philosophers would use, but different topic. So when you get this, where the government and the corporations start to become kind of synonymous and almost inseparable, then you can start to have this malaise bleed over. And you don't always have a lot of options, because the whole point to this corporate globalism is to reduce, remove, and eliminate small business. They don't want small business involved. So you lose that too. You start to lose that. And now I'm in a situation where sometimes when I go to a store, especially if it's one of the larger corporate stores, like if I'm traveling and I need something and I know Walmart's going to be the stop in this town, or it can vary. Safeway, Costco, Target. I won't go to Target anymore at all. Like I absolutely refuse. Sam's Club, all of the large chains. Even things like Scheels, Cabela's, Sportsman's Warehouse. You go in and you start to get that same level of service and response that you do from the government. Not my job, not my problem. Get what you get what you get. You don't get what you ask. You don't. There's a shift. It's very difficult to describe, just off the cuff in words. But there is a shift in how things work. And like, how does it take a full 10 days for a simple first-class letter to go 3 states? And we're not talking about Texas here, all right? We're northwest of that. 3 states. It's still not arrived. Like, how does that work? How do you end up with that kind of? It's not a problem where it's going slow. It's not going slow. It's getting flung at the walls. It's lost. Okay, someone will find it, but right now, it's lost. You get that a lot. You get a lot of the same thing right now with business. The same kind of, again, difficult to describe responses that are very bureaucratic, very Soviet, uncaring. You don't matter. The goal doesn't matter. The business doesn't matter. The objective of get the toilet paper on the shelf and sold, that doesn't matter. What matters is not getting called out by the mob and collecting the paycheck. Pretty much, And it's that head down, defeatist sort of thing that is very difficult to, I don't know how you break out of it. Like, it's very difficult to deal with when it's entrenched. It's the kind of thing that goes away instantly if the environment is dynamic and there's enough freedom to get rid of it. I don't know how long we're going to have to go through this cycle before it breaks down. I don't know that Americans have as much tolerance for it as some other cultures, but they've been working on that tolerance level for a century. It's part of the point of the public education system, is to get people tolerant and dependent. And that's one of the things about the head down, just go through, is that you are dependent. You feel like you're enslaved, which makes it very difficult to take pride in quality of work or something also, and you don't have any power. So how do you get power? Well, you get power by pissing on the customer, because that's all you've got. There's a lot of human dynamics in there, and we're not up to Stalin's Cannibal Island levels of things by any stretch, but it's interesting to me, just thinking about the post office this morning and noticing how the Soviet bureaucratic vodka in the morning, don't care style of operation is starting to bleed into corporate and retail America to a degree that really is weird, and it would be concerning. It would be concerning, except I think that the whole system is going to have to be rebirthed. We're going to have our phoenix from the ashes moments here as a species, and what's coming after is going to just be so much better. But the process of getting there, there's the discomfort of having to deal with Soviet America, and it's still unreal to me at times when I look at it, and I'm like, how this is not possible here. It's not possible in corporations. It's not possible in business. How do you do this? Like, I understand the DMV. The DMV sucks. That's the nature of the DMV. It's supposed to be sucky. But, man, Safeway? Walmart? I don't know. Hopefully, the adventures leading towards the re-emergence of humane and pro-human business or practices are not too tough for you. Stay sideways.